Chevalier, what happened to your vessel?
I got myself into a bit of a scrape. Sent 3 ships in all hand to their watery grave. The Gerfaut nearly followed them down.
Just your fate has been better, Le Chasseur.
Indeed. My sources inform me that Samuel Smith has searched far and wide, looking for answers on how to make that strange box work. He just returned from Europe.
Where's he now?
Refitting his schooner. If you hurry, you can catch him there. Oh, remember those blueprints? Well, I had an engineer build that marvelous weapon for your ship. Master Puckle's gun fires more shots than an artillery brigade, and twice as fast.
Many thanks.
Anything for my wounded friends.
Alright, so we're getting in on that puckle gun action. I think these puckle guns are a little different than the guns we had mounted on the Jackdaw. I guess we'll see.
Let out some sail, Captain.
I will join you on this voyage.
Then shall we, gentlemen?
You are in a jovial mood, Shay?
Why shouldn't I be? I have a new weapon, and will soon have a chance to use it. Besides, Templars are usually well guarded, and I'm sure that Smith fellow is no exception.
I also took the liberty of ordering some improvements. Morgan now has a ram cut through ice itself.
I have heard of such technology, but never witnessed its operation.
What about Smith, then? Is he close by?
Aye, he sails these very waters, and he may have the precursor box.
Then let's find him. There he is!
Most fortunate timing! Lady Luck never ceases to smile on you.
He's seen us! Give chase!
But hold your fire! We must not damage the box or risk losing it to the sea. Can't this blockade go any faster?
At least my ship is still seaworthy, Chevalier.
Careful,
Our
simpleton!
target's
You
a
will
smart
destroy
man,
the box!
but out of his element here.
Samuel Smith is the Templar's treasurer. What he's doing in these waters is beyond me.
Maybe he came here to meet someone. Or ran into your pirates.
Enough! This is not a
refitting
game,
his ship.
cabbage farmer. If one
Something
of
must
my
have happened.
allies attacked him, I would have known about it.
When he's back from a long voyage, there's a chance to get him.
Smith controls most of the Templars' warehouse. Out of the way.
Washington entrusted the precursor box to him. He probably still has it.
Shay's right. The box comes first.
So we can't sink him. We'll have to board his ship, or force him to beach.
Those puckle guns are crazy. They shoot so fast.
Look, Captain. He's cutting through the ice.
It seems you're not the only one equipped with such a ram, Shay.
Let us hope ours fares just as well.
It worked. The way is clear.
Once more your fortune moves. But do not waste time congratulating yourself. Smith is getting away.
It's an ambush.
Envoyez ces diables en enfer. Smith must not escape.
Fire! 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 Call in the sunset!
I don't see Smith's ship.
Let's get rid of these distractions first. We'll find him.
There's Smith. He's moving again.
No doubt he hoped to be a spectator of your demise.
I'm glad to disappoint him. And he's still within reach.
What wickedness is this?
Another Templar tactic. He can cover whole stretches of ocean with their flames.
Careful, Shay. We could be burnt to cinders.
It's nothing more than a last desperate throw of the dice. He knows we have him.
Bearing dead straight to land, Captain!
Careful. It's quite a rough squall, Captain. Taking a blow, Captain! Damage report. They've hit us, sir!
The fire actually hurts us pretty, pretty decent. Where has he gone? There he is, right in front of us there. Let's catch Mr. Smith.
Now we know where he was headed. Bastard has an encampment here.
Follow him on land. Do not even think of firing the ship's weapons near that precious box.
I'll take care of this.
So this is like the most important thing that they have going on. And he says, I'll take care of this. And they're like, okay. Also, we collected enough animus fragments that there is a message.
The fracture in Helix has gifted you my eternal presence.
Juno's talking to us again. Now we can continue on finding Mr. Smith, who seems to be running away. Unfortunately, Terra Nova here is restricted, and there are tons of guards. Lucky for us, they are all guarding this area. So before we get in, we can see about finding an alternate route. This one looks good. Let's continue from here.
This will be your end, assassin. You will regret this. Kill him! You there! Stop! Somebody stop him! This cannot be. No! Do you even know what that is?
An ancient artifact. Treasure from those who came before.
Yes. It matters not. Some of the greatest scientific minds of all Europe could not make it work.
Now all I need is the manuscript, and all shall be revealed.
While exploring the cave here on Nova Terra, or Terra Nova, whatever it was, we find this pillar. A native totem. Decipher the hidden code behind these native totems to uncover ancient artifacts. Align all lines with the arrow on each end of the pillar. Okay, little puzzle we have going on here, so let's try her out. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. We got an arrow on the top, arrow on the bottom, and we can spin 3 sections, and we have to match up. I assume it's like that, and then you put the something like that where the arrow is on the bottom, but I guess maybe it's just one line. Let's get through this and find out. Okay, so the lines all have to connect and then get to the bottom. And then it completely breaks apart for some odd reason. But at least we got our little artifact here. Let's go and get it. Looks like, well, it looks like a couple of things. 1, it looks like a cross. 2, it looks like a big key from this game. And 3, kind of looks like a crack pipe. If I knew what a crack pipe looked like, that would be it. We also stumble upon an actual cave painting this time. Viewing it above the picture, we see the little blue guy. And it's titled Humanity this time. Let's read about it. The good spirit saw that his creations heeded his words and were capable of wisdom. He wished that they might live forever in harmony. Okay, so these are the people that were created by the good spirit, which is the first civilization, I suppose. That means the bad spirit is what, what's her face? Juno? I don't know. I guess maybe we'll find out. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. After we're done with this island, we can return to our ship.
I've got the precursor box. Smith's dead.
Well done, Shay.
Where's Chevalier?
Returning to Le Gerfaut. We'll have to celebrate without him, I'm afraid.
I don't much feel like celebrating, Liam. I know we have to get these artifacts back, but at what cost? Samuel Smith. He could barely hold his sword straight. Killing him was...
necessary.
But
nothing. Smith was a dangerous man, a Templar. And what's worse, he had the precursor box. You should be proud of yourself, Shay.
perhaps...
We should head for Albany now. James Wardrop, the fellow Lawrence Washington gave the manuscript to, will be there. The Sigawasi reported that James Wardrop rooted out many tribes from their ancestral lands. We have proof that he's behind countless massacres. He's one of the most devious and ruthless men in the colonies. He uses the letter of the law to serve his purposes. And when the law does not bend to him, he gets lawmakers to bend it for him. Mark my word, Shay. James Wardrop's a bureaucrat. He doesn't care how his actions affect others.
As we're sailing along, somebody calls out that some friendly ships need our aid, so we can go and help them out. After the battle, the Allied captain boards our vessel and we can shake his hand as he gives us thanks. We get £1,000 for helping him out, so that's cool. While headed to our next destination, we see a harpooning target. It's a little cold, but we can stop to harpoon. Harpooning already seems exactly the same.
He's over there.
Oh, I see him. He's a big boy. He's a narwhal. There seems to be different, different fish in the sea here. But other than that, yep, harpooning seems pretty much the same. There are some icebergs that are probably going to hurt us. Yep, it definitely hurts us.
See anything?
Now we gotta watch out for him, and then when he comes up, we'll get him, and so on and so forth, just like usual. Oh my gosh. He's almost down. We almost got him.
Careful with that horn.
And with that, we finish him off.
Fine catch, Captain.
We get some stuff for our troubles, and we can move on. But as we're moving along here, I notice this giant ship ahead of us, and I don't want to attract its attention, so I think we'll turn right here. Turning right, however, we find out that this is a specific place. The database entry for the North Atlantic Passage pops up, and we can read about it. Also known as the Northwest Passage, this sea route was sought for centuries by explorers hoping to connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, although any real progress was often impeded by ice. The desire to establish a trade route to the Indies and China resulted in various attempts to find a path. The first recorded effort was sponsored by Henry VII of England in 1497 and carried out by Italian explorer Giovanni Botto, or as he is better known, John Cabot. In 1776, Captain James Cook was coaxed out of retirement to lead another such expedition. However, despite his expertise and extensive research, he encountered nothing but icebergs. In 1845, Sir John Franklin led another attempt, this one ending in a far worse fate. The expedition became trapped in the ice and was lost, with no known survivors. Then, the Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen made an attempt. Inspired in part by Franklin's lost expedition, his voyage, which lasted from 1903 to 1906, marked the first time that the passage was successfully traversed by ship. Well, congratulations, Mr. Amundsen. Well, the first recorded one, but obviously, you know, we're getting through, and I'm taking all the ice with us. Whoa, holy cow! Somebody must have tried to go here before us. And our next mission would lead us back to the river valley. So that is where we must venture to next.
Give her your miles off course.
Well, there's plenty of things that we gotta find here on Albany, but first we can read about it. The Albany region was originally inhabited by the Algonquin tribes, in particular the Mohicans and Iroquois. Albany was claimed by the Dutch explorer Henry Hudson in 1609 and was settled in 1614, and trading posts were created soon after. The British took control of the area in 1664 and renamed the town of Beverwyck, if that's how you pronounce it, as Albany. As tensions rose between England and France, troops were gathered at Albany to attack the enemy colonies to the north. Colonel William Johnson rallied his allies in the Iroquois Confederacy in Albany and convinced them to declare war against the French. British lords of trade suggested that the colonies meet in Albany to discuss their common defense. It was at this meeting that Benjamin Franklin first proposed a union between the colonies. I'm more a fan of the British lords of the time, if you know what I mean. V. Alright, I think now that we're here in Albany, we can probably just explore the area before doing anything else. I think first we'll go to the trader and sell our goods and upgrade anything we need to. Perhaps buy a new gun, I don't know. But he's right here. So we'll just sell our goods and stuff.
First day, only a few days. Please wait here. So many soldiers posted. Is all this to protect the politicians?
Indeed. There's more hot air here than in the Sahara.
Where are you from, sir?
Trenton.
And what is your business here?
That's none of your concern.
With respect, sir, it is.
Alright, so they've got guards, it's restricted area to us, and it appears to be to everybody else as well. But we'll still hopefully get in unnoticed. Seems some politicians are around, and they're being guarded by these redcoats. It's a pretty big area, it seems like, one of the bigger ones that we've been to so far, and there's plenty here to collect, even outside of the restricted area. First, I think maybe we'll open up the map a little bit. I want to avoid the guards. Okay, you're faced that way.
You come back here, you!
Okay. Let's make our way over there. While in Albany, in the restricted section, we chase down this shanty, but get a database entry for the town hall. City Hall. The Albany City Hall, rather. Albany's first city hall was built by the Dutch in the 1660s. It is speculated that the British replaced that city hall with a larger building on the same site around 1740, but it was still referred to by the Dutch name Stadhuis. I don't know how to say that. In 1754, that building was the site of the Albany Congress, where Benjamin Franklin first proposed the Union of the 13 colonies. We got a new shanty. I don't read them. Sometimes you can hear them. Alright, moving on, we can head over to our tall building, or whatever it happens to be over there. Johnny Balker. Yeah, we heard that one on the last one. And it seems to be a church steeple, so that'll be nice. Let's get a look at the town, shall we? Here we find a dead courier with a letter. We can go ahead and read it. This one's titled Monroe, 1750, Master Washington. I am less than pleased with paltry results coming from the colonies. I have other agents around the globe searching tirelessly for pieces of Eden, and you and your motley crew are busy building a postal service. What is more, I understand that an assassin brotherhood has taken root somewhere outside of New York. This simply will not do. I am making arrangements to transfer one of my agents to the colonies. His name is George Monroe. Although he is your better in every way, he will be your subordinate as you are the expert on that part of the world. However, he is there to solve your problems. Make good use of him. Be ready for further instructions. May the Father of Understanding guide you. Reginald Birch, Troyes, France. Well, look at that. Seems like Top Brass is not happy with Mr. Washington. Now that our map is opened up, we can see paths, buildings, and whatnot. We can continue on exploring and collecting everything we need to, and killing Fox so that he doesn't say anything. We don't need the foxes. The foxes to say anything at all. After we're all done exploring and collecting, we can head to our objective. Looks like we're meeting up with Hope and Liam outside of an assassin tower. They're pretty open about their secret organization, huh? Little advertisement up there.
You're here. Congress is still in session. George Washington and his militia have fired on French troops under Jumonville. The French are calling it an act of war.
George Washington. You mean Lawrence's younger brother?
Yeah, it's the same. Speaking of Lawrence Washington, since you eliminated him, James Wardrop has moved up in ranks. All the Templar resources are at his disposal now.
What about the manuscript?
My sources in New York confirm that Wardrop has it. I also learned that he is here at the Congress under heavy guard.
Shay, find Wardrop. Get that manuscript.
This place is thick with Templar troops. Liam and I will make sure he doesn't escape.
Alright, sneak into the Albany Congress. Undetected, of course. Finally, we make our way closer. We can jump into this cart, hop out, and view whatever's going on here. Looks like Ben Franklin speaking.
That must be the Templar William Johnson. Perhaps he has the manuscript.
Alright, so William Johnson is here. He's off to the, left. But for some reason they zoomed in on Ben Franklin. I mean, that was kind of dumb. If they want, if he's like, oh, that's William Johnson, then look at William Johnson and zoom in. Don't zoom in on Benjamin Franklin. What the heck? Anyways, William Johnson, born 1715 and died 1774. We know how. William Johnson was born in Ireland, but as a Catholic, found himself with few opportunities in the British Empire. In 1738, he converted to Protestantism and arrived in the colonies to work for his uncle. Johnson quickly went into business for himself and became heavily involved in trading with the local natives, particularly the Kanan-Kahaka. He gained the respect of the Iroquois people by learning their language and respecting their customs. Johnson was appointed as New York's agent to the Iroquois and was instructed to equip the colonists and natives for a campaign against the French. Johnson was inducted into the Templars by Lawrence Washington, and the two worked together in secret to build an infrastructure for their order in the colonies.
Knows where it is.
As I have stated previously, I believe we need a national union, granted by an act of parliament, but bringing greater independence to our colonies. The French are an immediate threat, and we are ill prepared to face them. To put it bluntly, the colonies must join, or die.
A rousing speech, Master Franklin. But do you truly believe Great Britain will grant our colonies autonomy?
They have little choice, Master Johnson. You know the remoteness of this frontier better than most.
Yes, but let us leave politics for another day. I wanted to thank you for your research.
Of course, of course. In the brief time I could examine that box, I could tell it was something unique. From ancient Egypt, you said? Well, as I mentioned in my letter, I am quite ready to electrify it.
Excellent. We will have the box delivered shortly. As for the manuscript... Captain?
I apologize, sir, but Master Wardrop refused to hand it over. He said the risks were too great.
The risks? I apologize. You will have the manuscript and the box in the briefest of delays.
You mangy excuse for a uniform. Run to Fort Frederick and tell Master Wardrop he had better cough up the manuscript post-haste. Else I will have him scalped.
I can't let that lobster captain reach Wardrop.
Ben Franklin, born 1706, died 1790. Ben Franklin was born in Boston, the 10th son of a soapmaker. While apprenticing for his brother, a printer, he gained fame as a writer, working under the pseudonym Mrs. Silence Dogood. In 1723, Franklin moved to Philadelphia and continued his career in printing and writing, as well as other odd jobs. In 1725, he visited the Royal Society of London for scientific experiments. Upon his return to the colonies, Franklin became a true polymath. He created the Junto, a discussion group for issues of the day that inspired many other intellectual societies. In 1732, he created one of the first subscription libraries in the colonies, and the following year began to publish his famous Poor Richard's Almanac. Over a decade later, he began his experiments with electricity, using it to create and improve devices such as the capacitor and the Leyden jar. His political writing began to gain attention, and in 1754, Franklin attended the Albany Congress to discuss the conflict with the French colonies, as well as tensions with the Iroquois nation. He proposed a unified government to organize the colonies, and created a political cartoon with the motto, "Join or Die." Although the unification was accepted by the delegates at the conference, it was rejected by the British Board of Trade. Franklin took several political trips to England to represent colonial interests. Although he initially fought for the rights of colonists as British citizens, he concluded that independence was the true solution. Franklin contributed writing to the Declaration of Independence and was present at its signing on July 4th, 1776. For the remainder of the American Revolution, Franklin lived in Paris as the American ambassador to France. Alright, so we gotta chase this guy down and take him out. Of course, we're gonna be followed by everybody and their mother. These smoke bombs should help us. Okay, we're getting real close here. Okay, that didn't take him out. And we're using our fists. Dude, I don't know, use a smoke bomb, do something.
And the manuscript.
Now we're at the fort. Oh, we gotta get inside. Hopefully these guys don't see us. We gotta heal up. After ditching the guards, we can get into the fort and find James Wardrop. Our objective changes to kill James.
Help! Men! We're under attack! That hooded man! Get him!
Unfortunately, James spotted us, and now we've got to chase him down. We are gaining quickly on him. Hopefully we can take him out. Done.
I'll take that, you Templar dog.
No! You have no idea what you're doing, fool!
Keeping the people free from your control.
How free will you be when the French undermine these squabbling colonies?
These colonies would be far better off without the Templars pulling the strings.
We bring order from chaos. If everything is permitted, no one is safe.
Even the devil can quote scripture to suit his own purposes.
Now we need to escape the area, become anonymous to continue. Ow, that's not a good way to do it. Ow, don't kick me, dude. Alright, let's get out of here. Blend with the crowd. Let's go, Shay. Alright, we've escaped the guards and are now on our way to our next objective. After we leave Albany, we come upon an island with an animus fragment. Once we get this one, we'll have enough to receive another message from Juno. A voice in the gray, number 2.
The machine-human interface blurs to gray, little by little, with every passing moment.
Okay. She's telling us that there's not going to be any difference between... I guess her and humanity or something, but I don't think that's the way she was going about it. I think it was more of, she thinks she's going to get out soon. Alright, so we need to go around this landmass here to get to our next objective.
I have the manuscript.
Great. Hope is waiting for you in Sleepy Hollow.
What's in Sleepy Hollow?
Benjamin Franklin. The man Johnson hired to make that strange precursor box work.
So what's the plan?
Meet Hope, impersonate one of Johnson's men, and get the box and manuscript to Franklin.
So I'm a messenger, then?
Aye. See if this Franklin can figure out how this damn box operates. Stay with him. Oh, as far as we can tell, this man doesn't know about the Templars, or the Assassins for that matter.
Oh, a simple task.
For a simple man.
Come on, Liam. Don't insult me like that, bro. Also, he wasn't on the ship when we boarded last time. I ended up dying, and then we spawned back at Albany, and then he gave me that little blurb he just did. So, now we can just fast travel and go to, or well, start heading to our actual objective, and maybe not die this time. We make it to Sleepy Hollow, and fittingly, there's pumpkins and fog that covers the town. I think we'll start by doing a little exploring and collecting, and then we'll get to our objective. First off, we can read about Sleepy Hollow. The exact date of Europeans settling the land is unknown, but the Dutch fought against local natives in the early days of New Netherlands. In 1655, a Dutch colonist published a document that referred to the area as Slaper's Haven, or literally Sleeper's Haven. In 1664, the British took over the colony and renamed it New York. The village would be officially incorporated as North Tarrytown in the 19th century. The angelicized version of the name did not appear until later and was not used as the town's proper name until centuries later. The village is best known as the setting of the legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. Irving's story was successful enough to get the North Tarrytown to change its name to Sleepy Hollow in 1996, but not enough to make anyone named Ichabod attractive or popular. Signed V. Yeah, okay, I guess, whatever. Ichabod was one of the, was a character in the book, but yeah, sure, whatever, I guess. But I think that Liam called it Sleepy Hollow, if I remembered. So, what, are we living in 1996, or was that a little glitch in the Animus? What are we going for here? While exploring, we run into Sleepy Hollow Church. We can read about it. Construction of the old Dutch church of Sleepy Hollow was ordered by Frederick Phillips, a wealthy Dutch landowner. When the British claimed the colony, he pledged his allegiance to the crown, as was rewarded with a title and manorship. He chose to settle in North Tarrytown, colloquially known as Sleepy Hollow. The church, like the rest of the region, became famous thanks to the story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, by Washington Irving. And now that we know all about it... Oh, well, that's not good. Typhoid. We can climb to the top of the church, where we can synchronize with the viewpoint. We can continue our search, but before we do, we run up on Sleepy Hollow Bridge. A bridge that crosses the Pocantico River, made famous by various interpretations of the legend of Sleepy Hollow short story. I'm sure there were lots of bridges that crossed this river over history, but there was never such a thing as the Sleepy Hollow Bridge. You know, I wonder why this entry is here. What's so special about this bridge? Signed V. Probably because it was part of the book. I'm sure there's an Easter egg that I don't know about. Yeah, we can continue on exploring and collecting. I have noticed there's a lot of these paintings around, like graffiti or whatever, and I don't really know what they are, if they're significant, but they're usually in these little orange blocks. They're not restricted, it's just orange. I don't know. We'll find out later, maybe. Now that we're done exploring Sleepy Hollow, we can talk with Hope.
You're late? The sky is getting temperamental.
That's not the only thing, is it? Master Franklin, sir. My name is Shay, and this is my associate Hope. William Johnson told us to give you these.
Ah. Thank you, but I'm afraid I must delay my experiment.
Delay it? Why?
The army confiscated my lightning rods. They are essential to conducting the electricity I need to vivify your box.
Master Johnson would not want you to have to wait.
Perhaps there is something you can do, then. Soldiers have been hauling things away all day. Perhaps they could tell you where they've taken my lightning rods so you could get them back.
At your service, sir.
Begin your investigation at the market near the docks. I will stay here and help with the preparations.
Alright. I guess we'll go and get Mr. Franklin's rods back.
I can barely conduct my research anymore.
He seems upset about it.
Yes. The army will melt it down and turn it into weapons. War is upon us.
So, Master Franklin, what is this?
A Leyden jar. It temporarily stores power in the form of vitreous and resinous electricity.
Really? What will you do with the jar when it is full?
Ah, what will I do with all my jars? For this experiment, we will need an entire energy storage system. The many units fire at once, so I call it a battery. It should make your interpretation box operate.
Fascinating.
Smart guy. Alright, let's get down to the docks and find the seized goods.
You know where the warehouse is, soldier. Right there.
I'm sure you're seeing things, but I'll take it.
Sounds like the soldiers onto us. We need to tread more carefully. And of course that bridge is completely guarded. We'll have to go around or over.
Did you see that strange stuff in Benjamin Franklin's garden?
I keep well clear of that place. They say that man messes with lightning.
Speaking of lightning, I reckon there's a storm coming.
Aye. Let's hope she demurs until we're off duty. Hey, darling. You up for a pint?
Sure, if you bring your mates.
That's great.
Well, keep it to yourself.
Whilst I was blending with that group, the guards came up and caught me. I don't know why or how, but that's just how it happened. So I had to start over.
Is that the last of it?
Yes, it is, sir.
Good. Put it with the rest.
Alright, let's get these rods. Boom. Easy peasy. Alright.
I wonder what Master Franklin plans to do with these rods.
Oh, you're gonna find out, I'm sure. Let's get back to him.
This storm's getting worse. Better hurry back to Franklin.
Shay! Thank goodness! Quick! Help me with the rods!
It's a map! Where is that?
Portugal! Lisbon, I'd stake my life on it!
Make yourself scarce, Shay. The militia will be here any minute. I'm sure they will have questions.
What about you?
I'm a devoted housekeeper.
Right.
Interesting. Seems we have to go to Lisbon. I wonder what we'll find there. At least the box and the manuscript are now ours.
Nearest bureau is near Mount Vernon. Hope will be expectantly.
Back to Mount Vernon, we can visit with Hope.
Lisbon is near as large as London or Paris. Are you sure you can find this one place?
Saw it clear as day, Hope. It's a convent, right close by the harbor. I might have visited the sisters once or twice.
Given your present knowledge of the site, this duty falls upon you. You understand what must be done?
Find the precursor temple and retrieve the Piece of Eden.
Finally obtained a ship for crossing the ocean. Have no worries. I will keep the Morgans safe in New York.
Thank you. Liam and I will leave straight away.
Liam is unavailable at present. Your crew and ship await. Be careful, Shay. Pieces of Eden are powerful relics.
Feast of All Saints. What a sight. And here I am, looking for a relic from the time before Adam and Eve. Strange days indeed.
Benedictus es, Domine, Deus universi quia de tua largitate accepimus vinum, uo tibi offerimus, fructum vitis et operis manum hominum, ex quo nobis fiet votus spiritualis. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus.
First thing they do is drop some knowledge on us. Lisbon. During the Age of Discovery, Lisbon launched many expeditions, among them Vasco da Gama's journey to India in 1497. By the 16th century, Lisbon was a hub for commerce, with Africa, India, and Brazil doing trade in spices, slaves, sugar, and textiles. By the early 18th century, gold from Brazil allowed King John V to transform the city into one of the largest cities in Europe. Fun fact, some of da Gama's expeditions to India were actually Templar plots to draw out assassins in Calicut, signed V. Lisbon also had a history of earthquakes. There were at least 16 recorded in the 3 centuries before the one in 1755, but the 1755 earthquake was so damaging that it inspired the French philosopher Voltaire to write a long poem about the tragedy. When has poetry ever improved anything? Answer, never. Poetry is for the weak. Signed V. I'm pretty sure we're here at 1755. Coincidence? I don't think so. Was that the PlayStation buttons on the ground there? Oh, look at that. What have we found? Okay, there's a bunch of them. Well, let's figure this puzzle out. Oh. The guy speaking's not... Did he leave? Well, he didn't leave, so that's gotta be suspicious, right? You guys see that floor come up? This is how the assassins do it. Just jam your blade in there, twist, and hope it works. No frickin' way anybody's not noticing that.
This must be it. The precursor site.
Well, heck, it's definitely different than anything we've seen so far.
What do we have here?
Oh, and a cool bridge. That's awesome.
The artifact.
Just waiting there on the pedestal. Like normal. That's pretty standard for these guys. It's different though. Something new. I think that we just destroyed this place. Oh yeah. This must be the earthquake of 1755. The biggest one yet. And we need to get out of here before we die.
How could God do this to them?
God had nothing to do with this.
And with that, we complete this mission. We can return home and speak to the assassins about what we've uncovered.
So what's the next city you want me to smite? What happened in Haiti happened in Portugal. A great earthquake. Thousands dead thanks to your damned manuscript!
This cannot be.
Shay, a person cannot start an earthquake!
A person meddling with these precursor machines could. You saw the box, Hope. The temple was filled to bursting with that kind of power. You made me slaughter innocents!
How dare you!
You defend him? Achilles sent me in there like Macandal sent his man in Haiti.
What the hell's going on? Stop this!
The operation was delicate. Perhaps
you are shifting the earth itself. Who are you to decide what city falls next?
Get him out of here.
Liam is a fool if he thinks I'll leave this be. Achilles cannot be trusted. He must never find another precursor temple. I don't care that he's mentor, or that his family is dead. There's no excuse for this level of madness. Only one thing to do.
Alright, so we are going to infiltrate Davenport Manor. I am going to assume the best way is going to be through a window. Maybe on the top of the house, or something like that. I was wrong. When they said infiltrate, they meant go right in through the front door. Don't bother with stealth at all. Through the front door it is. That seems so stupid to me. Ooh, the lever to get downstairs. Alright, pull it. Nice. Okay, something happened. The door didn't open. Why you even let me pull it if the door doesn't open? Oh, right. We were in here before, but I missed it. Here we go.
There's no turning back now.
I had such hopes for you, Shay.
Achilles, I have to do this.
And what is it you're doing exactly? Stealing from your brothers? Betraying me?
Someone must make amends.
Make amends? You have no idea what you're doing. The future of the whole continent, maybe the whole world, is tied up in that manuscript.
Perhaps. But we don't have the right to decide that future.
The right! We have the responsibility!
We are responsible for killing innocents and destroying cities. This mad grab for power. It ends now.
I will not let you destroy everything we have built! Assassins! Stop him! Stop Shay!
How did he get the word to do that? We gotta get out of here. And there's tons of these guys. It does kind of seem like Achilles up there is like weird and power hungry. Like not from like when Connor knows him. We gotta escape this. This is a madhouse over here. But yeah. Damn, how could you?
You won't hinder our plans. Have you gone mad?
No, what exactly are the plans?
Won't you listen to reason, Shay?
Stop now! Come down from there, you Try to flee now! I see him! Get him!
Haven't I taught you anything?
Don't give him the satisfaction of slipping away! Find him again!
You cannot escape!
They don't see him in that brush back there. I don't know. These guys just aren't looking.
Resistance is not in your best interest! Cease it!
That's enough!
Give back the manuscript, Shay! I'm sure Achilles...
I cannot! I will not let this happen again! Oh, those souls lost! One more hardly matters. Shay!
What is this?
A glitch in the memories. There seems to be more data. Okay, numbskull. I can't pull you out of the chair right now. You'll just have to see this through. This is bizarre. These memories seem to take place some 20 years after the one we just saw.
Are you certain?
Positive. This means... Shay must have survived that fall.
If he is the man I believe him to be, then he has. Keep going.
The data is fragmented. This memory is incomplete. Let me see what I can do. Listen up. We need to find out what Shay's up to. This memory's gonna look a little rough, but I'm like 90% sure sequencing this memory won't kill you.
And unfortunately, we're going to end the episode here. And we'll pick right back up where this ends up, or where we start again here. I'd like to thank you for watching if you made it this far. Please do like if you liked it, comment if you feel like commenting about anything. Hopefully regarding the game, but, you know, anything else. Give it a dislike if you did dislike, but please tell me why you disliked. And have a good day, night, afternoon, whatever it might be for you. You take care now. Bye-bye then.